I'm Casey Claiborne, and thanks for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive, where we're taking a look at some of the most talked about crime stories this week around Texas. After 7 months, the family of missing Houston area musician Timothy Perez finally have some answers. Perez's remains were discovered in a field in Williamson County. Authorities say they don't believe foul play is involved, but still the case is raising questions. Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan has the story.
He said, "Can I come home, Mama?"
Sandra Perez was confused as to why her 31-year-old son Timothy would ask for permission to return to Conroe from a day trip to Austin. It was the first sign something was wrong.
I said, "Are you lost?" He goes, "Yes, Dad." I said, "You want me to come get you?" He said, "Yes," and then
he said, "Yes, I'm lost, Dad. Come and get me."
Cell phone data shows Tim spent hours driving erratically through central Texas.
Going toward New Brownsville, coming back I-35. He was just circling the city. I don't know what was going on in his mind, but
Tim's car was soon found abandoned and out of gas on the side of I-35 in Palmer. His body wasn't found for another 7 months. This past Tuesday, someone working a field in Williamson County found his skeletal remains near Mopac in State Highway 45. In a statement, Commander John Foster of the Williamson County Sheriff's Office wrote that criminal activity and foul play are not suspected. Still, Tim's final encounters are raising questions about interagency communication and care for adults in crisis. On March 5th, the day after Tim called his family seemingly disoriented, he was seen here at St. William Catholic Church in Round Rock. Staff called the police.
There was not a lot of verbal communication. So at that point, we saw a very quiet, shut down individual.
Round Rock police issued Tim a criminal trespass warning, which they say the church requested, and Tim left. In a statement Monday, a department spokesperson wrote, "In our one encounter with Mr. Perez, he refused to identify himself, and we were not yet aware of the then APD investigation." Tim's family says initial calls about a man in crisis were placed in North Austin, where Tim abandoned his car. The spokesperson added, "We had no reason to restrain his liberty as he had committed no crime and did not meet the criteria for an emergency mental health detention."
Fox 7 Austin asked Round Rock police for clarity on what would warrant an emergency mental health detention. A spokesperson wrote back, "There are times when a subject is behaving erratically and perhaps causing a disturbance, but instead of arresting that subject, we will take them to a mental health facility. This encounter did not meet the criteria for arrest or emergency detention." It's been nearly a month since 38-year-old David Ponce was killed in a hit and run. This happened on Lexington Street in downtown Manor. His family is mourning his death and hoping for justice. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shin has more.
A memorial on Lexington Street, near where David Ponce was killed. On September 28th, around 8 p.m., he was walking home for dinner and was hit in the southbound lane.
Immediately, I just said no. Yelled out, "No, this can't be."
Police want to talk to the drivers of these vehicles, possible witnesses. This red truck, this semi, and this darker colored truck. David's sister remembers the last thing he said to her.
"Me and Mana, you know I love you. So it's sister, you know I love you."
David was very involved, but didn't let an obstacle stop him from doing things around the house and around town.
He was disabled and had a speech impediment.
As far as his disability, he really didn't. He didn't think he had one.
He was loved by the community. They would pay him a minimal fee. He would cut their lawn. He started bringing in trash cans every Wednesday, right, Dad? Every Wednesday.
$5 a can.
$5 a can.
Friends would pick him up when they needed extra help.
There goes David trying to put on his boots and trying to put on his cowboy hat at the same time, running out the driveway and telling me, "I'll be back."
He was also very close to people on his street.
Up to the day of his death, he was going over there, always visiting.
And he had a love for horses. But one of the best memories is a quiet moment.
Him sitting in that rocking chair, peaceful, and I think that is the best thing that I could have stayed with.
David's family wants justice, and they're also pushing for change, like more lighting on Lexington Street.
When I'm coming to visit my parents and I see anybody walking, I get that hopes that that's him. So it's not just him walking the streets, and it needs to be safer.
And they're pleading for any information that could help catch the person who did this.
If you have a heart please come forward. I just can't believe he was left like that in the street and somebody just left.
Please come out and say that you did it. You know what I mean? Come out and help us out. Help this family out and help David out. You know, he probably wants to know, you know.
It's been almost 2 months since Camnick Campbell was found shot to death at Barton Springs Pool. So far, no arrests have been made for his murder. Campbell's family is asking for your help to bring his killer or killers to justice. Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan has more.
Inside a San Antonio apartment, Sarah E. Ramos Campbell cares for her newborn alone.
I'm 22 and I'm a widow, so I don't know how to deal with it. But I got a baby to take care of now, so this is my main focus.
Her son Jelani was born just last week and he's not sleeping well. She thinks he wants his dad.
Like when you talk about him, he'll cry, so I feel like he knows.
Jelani never got to meet his father, Sari's husband, Camnick Campbell. The 27-year-old was shot to death in the parking lot of Austin's Barton Springs Pool 7 weeks ago. He was an athlete, DoorDash driver, and musician. Sarah E. plays his songs to put their son to sleep.
He was ready to be a dad, so I just hope like they find whoever did it and fast.
Camnick's mother, Nikki Olton, says he was her own baby, the youngest of 5.
I wanted to embrace this baby, this is my second opportunity because the finality of death, you have to try to get used to a new life. I'm never going to be able to hug my son again. And that was probably one of the hardest things on this side of eternity. I'll never be able to hear him laugh or see his smile and all that joy that he did bring. So with this baby coming, with the baby being here, I'm going to embrace that, not out of emotion, but I want to do what Camnick would have wanted.
Nikki says she wants to sit down with the person or people who took her son's life.
And see where were they? Where was their thinking? Or what did they not have that would have probably prevented them from taking someone's life like this?
It's what she says Camnick would have wanted.
Camnick was about bringing out the best in people. How can I bring out the best in the person that did this to him?
Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Austin News.
A serial wallet snatcher from Texas is back in jail for violating her parole. This time she's facing new charges out of Oklahoma City and Austin. Royce Session is accused of stealing purses from 2 doctors here. Court documents say Session inquired about scheduling an appointment at Kind Body Clinic on West Cesar Chavez. Less than an hour later, the doctors say they received alerts of their credit cards being used at a gas station and the Apple store for cell phone purchases. The affidavit says surveillance footage and cell phone data put Session in the area at that time, spending more than $9,000. She's charged in Austin with felony credit card or debit card abuse, but this isn't her first rodeo. Session has been convicted of multiple thefts in North Texas. Police say she stole wallets, purses, and cell phones at hair salons, spas, and other businesses in Dallas, Tarrant, Collin, and Ellis counties. Here's what one of her latest victims says happened.
I went to the back to pull some files some cases that were going to be heard that day. And when I came back up to the front, I couldn't find my wallet. About 30 minutes later, charges started coming through on my phone.
A beloved bartender and prominent figure in Austin's LGBTQ community is in a coma after a scooter accident. Austin police are investigating the cause. Meanwhile, as Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan reports, the community is coming together to help.
Randy, if it was anybody else, Randy would definitely be overextending themselves to help.
How can you be there for someone who is always there for everyone?
It's the least we could do is try to throw that back their way.
That's what Jacob Cheely is working to do.
Those kind of people who are continually supportive, who really just have so much love to give. It means something.
Around 2:30 Tuesday morning, Cheely's employee, 33-year-old Randy Welch, was in a scooter accident that put them in a coma.
2 skull fractures, a broken clavicle, broken ribs. It's just extensive damage. It's like, who knows how long something like this will affect them.
Sheely co-owns Swan Dive in Barbarella, where Randy bartends and hosts LGBTQ community events.
Randy is a pretty important person in the local LGBTQ plus community.
They have health insurance, but as Sheely points out, it's not a salaried job.
It's like you don't work. There's the money's not there, and it's scary.
Plus, they're missing out on one of the biggest weekends of the year for service industry employees, ACL. So Sheely has started a GoFundMe to help cover expenses.
Bills still have to be paid. Rent still has to be paid. They have pets.
Comments left on the fundraising page show just how many lives Randy has touched.
On the GoFundMe, there's I said, Randy is a pillar in the community. And it's just so true. I mean, they're just ever present and just nothing but love and support.
Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Austin News.
Now to Tomball, Texas, where an East Texas mother is under arrest, accused of stabbing her child to death. Tomball is just north of Houston. The victim was a 5-year-old girl who was pronounced dead at a local hospital. Police say her 35-year-old mother admitted to the stabbing and is being interviewed by Harris County homicide detectives.
She notified hospital personnel that she had killed her daughter and that her daughter was in her gray Jeep Cherokee. The child does have a wound to the neck, which is consistent with what the mother said. However, we believe that she was probably killed someplace other than inside the vehicle.
The sheriff's office says the woman will likely be charged with capital murder. And finally to Dallas, where the Dallas Police Department is mourning one of their own. One of their officers was hit and killed by a drunk driver. As Fox's Blake Hansen reports, the crash forced him into an 18-wheeler.
Colleagues of Officer Jacob Arellano at Dallas PD's Northwest Patrol Station first learned something was wrong when a sergeant called roll early Wednesday, and the 25-year-old didn't answer.
He was reporting to work in his morning roll call. Officer Arellano's name was called like it always does at the start of a shift. Only Officer Arellano didn't answer.
Police Chief Eddie Garcia says Arellano was traveling northbound on Spur 408 near Keys Boulevard just minutes from work when a suspected drunk driver traveling the wrong way crashed head-on into Arellano's SUV.
It was at this time members of First Watch started making calls, trying to find out where their brother may be, only to find that he had been seriously injured.
Arellano was rushed to Methodist Hospital. He died at 9:40 Wednesday morning. From there, a procession carried his body from hospital to the medical examiner. Some hospital staff gathered outside to pay their respects.
We all work as one, being first responders and just, to honor the family.
Arellano grew up in El Paso. He played football and joined the New Mexico State football team from 2016 to 2018 while he was in college. The university saying Wednesday, Jacob was an outstanding young man, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends. Arellano joined Dallas Police in June of 2019. He has a twin brother who's also a Dallas police officer and is survived by a girlfriend and their infant son.
We are all living our worst nightmare. Today we lost one of our own.
Blake Hansen, Fox 4 News.
Thanks for watching this Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch. Our exclusive Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. Again, to learn more about the stories featured today, look for the links below this video. You can also find more stories on our website, fox7austin.com, or subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.